To find out Moorabbin Airport's inbound procedure, we can have a look onto the IRSA.
We're now in a training area on the way back to Moorabbin via Kerem. So let's head towards the general direction of Kerem first. However, we're not going to fly directly to Kerem, but let's fly about 3 to 4 miles south of Kerem, cross the coast first until over water, and then we'll make a right turn to follow the coast to get to Kerem. When approaching Kerem, we'll get the approach checks done, which is the HUTS check. H is height 1,500 feet, which will be at 1,500 feet at inbound. So let's bring the power back first and start descending to 1,500. A is 120.9, 8 is frequency.
Cabin information, Quebec. Runway 13 left for on departures east, frequency 118.1. Runway 13 right for on departures west, frequency 123.0. Wind 100 degrees. Minimum 10, maximum 25 knots. Crosswind maximum 15 knots. Visibility greater than 10 kilometres. Gravity 3000. Temperature 28. QNH 1015. First contact from down to turn and for receipt of information in Quebec.
ATIS is callback. 13 left and 13 right is in use. I would expect the inbound via Kerem would be 13 right. Frequency is 123.0. R is radio, so it's set already. D is transponder, and select VFR back to 3000. S is set runway heading. 13 is 130. So set the CDI to 130, and HUTS check is complete. Now keep descending to 1,500 and get to Kerem and conduct an inbound call. We are almost 1,500 feet and are closing in at Kerem. So let's switch frequency to 123.0 and switch off Melbourne Centre. I expect it to be joined downwind of 13 right, and get ready for the radio call with information callback at Kerem 1,500 feet. Kerem is over our right wing, where the river inlet is. So right about now, I'll make a radio call. Moorabbin Tower, Diamond, X-ray Papa, overhead Kerem 1,500, inbound information callback.
X-ray Papa, Moorabbin Tower, join oblique downwind, runway 13 right.
Join oblique downwind, runway 13 right, X-ray Papa. Let's join oblique downwind 13 right. Firstly, let's get down to 1,000 feet and start tracking towards Moorabbin Pier, which is the pier right in front of us. Also, we have to get down to 1,000 feet prior to Rosedale Golf Course, which is the 3-mile boundary of Moorabbin. To avoid getting confused with runway 17 and 13, to correctly identify runway 13, look at those warehouses to the east of the runway. There are 2 runways that are parallel with those warehouses, either runway 13 or 31. And 13 right is the one that is closest to the coast. And after joining the circuit, we can make a radio call. X-ray Papa, oblique downwind, full stop.
X-ray Papa, 13 right, clear to land.
13 right, clear to land, X-ray Papa. We have now received the landing clearance. So right about now is about the downwind spacing. We can turn to fly a normal downwind and conduct the pre-landing checks. Brakes off. Rotated piece in the green, undercarriage is mixture. Master, max, fuel pump on, fullest tank, autopilot connect. Just Hunter says, no door warning, and my seatbelt's all good. Lights on, pre-landing checks complete. Landing clearance received, we're clear to land. I can see the piano key, and we are about 45 degrees past the piano key. So let's bring the power back and start descending. Speed check, flaps down. The common mistake here is allowing the aircraft to line up with the wrong runway, with runway 17. If in doubt, refer to the CDI and the warehouses to the east of the runway. Final checks. Pitch, undercarriage, fuel pump, full flaps. Speed check, flaps down. After slowing down to walking pace, then we can follow the taxiway lead line to vacate the runway. But we have to make sure that the entire aircraft has passed the holding point line. Then we can set the park brake on and conduct the after landing checks. Fuel pump off. Just green, flaps up, coming up, and indicating. Avionics at current X frequency, 134.25 for ground. Landing off, strobe on for crossing runway. There we'll cross runway again. Taxi light on. Transponder standby. Trim set for takeoff. We're now at Bravo 2. From Bravo 2 taxi back to the apron, we can expect to be taxiing on Bravo. Cross runway 22, 17 left, 17 right, back to apron. Moorabbin ground, X-ray, Papa on Bravo 2, request taxi to apron.
Papa on Bravo, cross 22, 17 left, 17 right to the apron.
On Bravo, cross 22, 17 left, 17 right to
Traffic,
apron.
no bearing, low, less than 1 mile.
And now we can start taxiing back to the apron. We're now on Bravo. The intersection ahead is runway 22 and 17 left. So turn the strobes on and look out for other traffic to make sure it's all clear. I can't see anybody else, so we can keep crossing. Left, center, center, right. After crossing a runway, turn the strobes off, and there is an inbound procedure from the training area to Moorabbin via Carrum for runway 13 right, and all the way back to the apron. If we want to head back to Moorabbin from the training area via GMH, firstly we have to locate where GMH is. GMH is to the northwest of the training area, which is around that direction. We have to look for those white warehouses, which is to the northwest of training area. If you can't find it, look for Cranbourne Racecourse first. From Cranbourne Racecourse, look to the north, and you should be able to see some of those white warehouses. Like what we have mentioned before in the briefs, there are two ways to locate GMH. Firstly, look for the white warehouses and divide them into a big square patch and a smaller rectangular patch. Where the two patches are merged together is where GMH is. And the current heading of the aircraft is sort of pointing towards where they are, merging together, which is where GMH is. The second method is to look for the darker area to the southeast. And there's the pointy end of the shaded area, it's like an apex, and it's pointing directly to GMH. As we're approaching the inbound points, so it is the time to conduct the inbound approach checks, which is the HARTS checks, H-A-R-T-S. H, height, we're at 3,800. So we have to descend to 1,500. So let's start to bring the power back down to descend to 1,500. A is ATIS, 120.9. No, Quebec, 同埋 QNX 1006, 1006, 1006.
Leaving altitude.
HAR radio. Because we're coming in from the east, so set the radio to 118.1 on COM 1. T is transponder. Set 3000. All you have to do is to click VFR. S, set runway heading. Set 164. You can see we're getting closer to GMH. I think we may have to increase the rate of descent, because we're still pretty high. So I'm going to reduce more power and lower the nose a little bit more. And don't forget to turn on COM 1. Prior to inbound via GMH, please conduct an inbound briefing. What we can expect is when inbound from GMH or 17 left is to report at Sandown. If 17 left is too congested, we may be asked to conduct an overfly procedure to join 17 right, maintain 1,500 and contact 123.0 when overhead. When approaching GMH, let's turn off Melbourne Centre frequency 135.7. It allows us to focus on Moorabbin Tower. Also, when closing into any inbound points like Carrum or GMH, we can expect more traffic in the area, so we have to stay vigilant and maintain an effective lookout for any other traffic in the vicinity. Fuel pump on, switch fuel tank. Fuel be able to see the smaller patch of warehouses to our left. And there is a highway. On the other side of the highway will be GMH. When we get to GMH, let's make a radio call.
Melbourne Tower, Juliet, Whiskey, Diamond, overhead GMH 1500, inbound information callback request, overfly.
Juliet, Whiskey, Moorabbin Tower, maintain 1500, overfly the field, overhead contact tower 123.0.
Maintain 1500, overfly the field, overhead contact tower 123.0, Juliet, Whiskey.
Tower has advised us to overfly the field and maintain 1500. Normally, we would be start descending to 1000 feet, but we would maintain 1500 and start tracking towards the middle of the field, which is around the 1230 direction, slightly to the right, and we would be flying right to the middle. We're now overflying the eastern circuit to join the western circuit. Tower also told us to contact 123.0 later, so let's get it dialed in on the COM one. The workload will be getting quite intense later during the second phase of the inbound, so I would strongly recommend getting the pre-landing checks out the way now.
Brakes off, oil change spins and green undercarriage mixture. Master, max, fuel pump on, fuel system on the fullest tank. Autopilot disconnect. Hedges, harnesses, lights on. Pre-landing checks complete.
We're now almost overhead the field, so let's get on to 123.0.
Melbourne Tower, Juliet, Whiskey, overhead 1500.
Whiskey, Moorabbin Tower, cleared visual approach, join mid downwind, runway 17 right.
Cleared visual approach, John mid downwind 17 right, Juliet, Whiskey.
Cleared visual approach, join mid downwind 17 right. It means that we can now descend to 1000 feet. So let's bring the power back down. And start descending. Left, center, right. And start jotting downwind. We're pretty high, so let's bring the power back more. After confirming we have the downwind spacing, we can turn a bit more for downwind. 45 degrees from threshold, turn onto base, left, center, right, power 11 inches, speed check, flaps down. You can see the downwind was really short and there wasn't enough time to conduct the pre-landing checks. So it is really good that we have done it already. Left, center, right, let's turn on final earlier, due to the crosswind is coming from right to left. Speed check, flaps down, final checks, pitch, undercarriage, fuel pump, full flaps down, and verified. 500 feet on final. Now we'll wait for the landing clearance.
Juliet, Whiskey, clear to land.
Clear to land, Juliet, Whiskey.
Pass the holding point line, vacate the runway area, then we can stop. Park brake on. After landing checks, fuel pump off, flaps up, verified, and indicating. Avionics, set, current, and next frequency 134.25 to ground. Cool. Landing lights off, strobes off, taxi light on, transponder set, fan, standby.
Diamond on Foxtrot, one take also.
And trim.
Mike, November, thanks. Turn left onto Foxtrot, Alpha to the Abram.
We're now at Alpha 5. So make a radio call from Alpha 5.
Moorabbin ground, Juliet, Whiskey on Alpha 5, request taxi apron.
Juliet, Whiskey, taxi Abram.
Taxi apron, Juliet, Whiskey, thanks.
Left, center, right. Let's taxi back to Learn to Fly. And that's it for today.
And that is it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media such as Facebook and Instagram. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.